The F1 World Championship was founded in 1950, but the Formula 1 series actually came into existence in the 1920s. The Constructors' Championship wasn't established until 1958. First ever F1 Grand Prix was attended by 120,000 spectators. In comparison, the 2019 season included 3 Grand Prix with over 300,000 spectators: Great Britain, Mexico and Australia. For easy identification, every driver in Formula 1 has an assigned number to them. Back in the old days, Formula 1 assigned numbers to drivers. The drivers themselves couldn't choose their own number. What you might not know is the fact that the number 13 has only been assigned to a driver twice. In the 1963 Mexico Grand Prix and the 1976 British Grand Prix, mainly due to the fact that the number was considered unlucky. And I mean, Pastor Maldonado chose this number in the 2014 and the 2015 season, and he was pretty crash happy, so I guess it fits. Most of us know about the popular 6-wheeler F1 car from the 70s, the Tyrrell. You perhaps saw it in the movie Rush. However, there were plans for a designer to build a 12-wheeler car. It was rumored that the same guy helped make the iconic Brabham fan car, which Niki Lauda drove to victory in the 1978 Swedish Grand Prix before being banned. This guy was crazy, but maybe he had a point. The fewest finishes of an F1 race were seen at the 1996 Monaco Grand Prix. This was also Olivier Panis' first and only victory in his 10-year Formula 1 career. Formula 1 seasons nowadays are stupidly long, but if we were living in the 1950s, we would be craving for more, since the 1950 and 1955 seasons only featured 7 races. When someone gets asked about the longest F1 track of all time, chances are the person would answer with the iconic Nordschleife, Green Hell, whatever you wanna call it. However, the longest F1 track was actually the Pescara circuit, located in Italy. The track was a ridiculous 25.6 kilometers long, compared to Nordschleife's 20 kilometers. Pretty much anything on a circuit, like a drain cover, has to be welded down because the pure downforce of an F1 car could pull anything from the ground and damage the car. This was showcased during the 2019 Azerbaijan Grand Prix, FP1 to be exact, by George Russell. I'm gonna attach the video in the description. Just like any other sport, top-level drivers in the past have had to undergo random drug tests to prevent the use of various substances. This caught out the only ever Czech Formula 1 driver, Tomáš Enge, who failed a marijuana test in 2002 while contending for the F3000 championship. He was disqualified from the race in Hungary and possibly only got 3rd in the championship because of that. However, in 2016, Jenson Button revealed that drivers haven't been drug tested for several years at that point. I couldn't really find an update on this situation. We know how fast pit stops can be nowadays. The current world record holders are Red Bull, who have managed an insane time of 1.89 seconds. In contrast, the average pit stop in the 1950s took somewhere between 60 and 70 seconds. Current Formula 1 engines rev up to about 18,000 RPM. However, this is nothing compared to Renault, who have managed to reach 20,500 RPM in 2006. F1 is known for its periods of domination by different drivers over the years. We've had the Hamiltons, the Schumachers, the Sennas, the Prosts. However, in its 70+ years of existence, there have been 33 different champions. So mathematically, there has been a different champion pretty much every other season. Alexander Albon became only the 2nd ever Thai Formula 1 driver in 2019. The first one was Prince Bira, a prince. Robert Kubica nowadays is known for his spectacular return to Formula 1 after being out of the sport for 8 long years. However, the longest break an F1 driver ever took from F1 lasted 10 years, 3 months and 22 days, and is held by Jan Lammers. Alpes was the only driver to ever be black flagged and disqualified from the race for driving too slowly. He was racing at the 1969 Canadian Grand Prix. Sebastian Vettel holds the record for the shortest time it took a driver to get a penalty. 2006 Turkish Grand Prix, he was caught speeding in the pit lane in practice right after he got out of the garage, just 9 seconds into his F1 career. Most car tires are usually filled with air. In Formula 1, however, nitrogen is the usual choice due to it having a more consistent air pressure compared to normal air. And finally, Nikita Mazepin doesn't deserve a seat in Formula 1. I hope that you liked this video. If you did, don't forget to press the like button, don't forget to subscribe and check me out on Twitter. I'm Alensar and see you next time. Bye.